Yeah, 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 yeah. Here we go. Let me get my other business in order. And on the second day of the week, the Lord said, or the third day of the week, let there be light. Bam. All right. It's gonna be all right. What's going on? Hey, man. I'm only 2 minutes behind after the 30-minute reset. Yeah, that's what it is. What's going on, everybody? How y'all doing on tonight? Yes. I'm gonna see if I can kick this thing off here live and do what we do when we do what we do. Let's see. I wonder if it'll let me do. Let me try it. Let's see if it'll let me do it. Do. If I go here and change that, will it let me do that? Yep, new, and then it's Tuesday. Talking about it on a Tuesday. Let's see if it's gonna let me change. Oh no, that's telling me something else. I don't think it's gonna let me do it. No, because it usually gives me something different. Let's see. Let's just see what happens. Yeah, no, that ain't what I wanted to do. It's not letting me do it. On the beat. Alrighty, people. Let's see. Morning. What's up, Jason Gunn? I wanted to be on that Glock show so bad. Ha! You like that, man? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That was fun, man. That was a fun video I did, man. D Rivas. Yeah, I know I ain't shit. Hey, D. I'm going to tell you right now. I'm going to tell y'all right now. I got a surprise at the end of the show. And it's gonna be so true to that phrase that you just said. I ain't shit, and I'm gonna prove it once again on tonight. Just stay tuned to the end of the show. I'm telling you, man, what I'm about to do tonight is gonna be ignorant. What's going on, everybody? Big Groot, what's happening? Lisa Thomas, what's up? Chorus 15, what's going on? The Fun Life. Yeah, Skull, what's up, brother? Peace to you as well. Fam Bam, my big brother in the house. What's going on, G-Ball? Hey, boy, it's going down at the end. My boy, it's going down. Yes, sir. Chris G, what's happening, brother? How you doing, man? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Get me right, baby. Get me right. All right, so it's Talk About It Tuesdays, and I got some things to talk about on this Tuesday. Indeed I do. So I got like 3 topics and I got a surprise. So if you saw on the title, I had the NRA and Big Mike. I saw that video and was like, I got something to say about that. I got this bullying video from my man. Shout out to my boy Mario Coleman out there in Idaho. Is it Idaho or Iowa? It's Iowa. Yeah, it ain't Idaho. Iowa. Shout out to my man who put me onto this video that I'm gonna talk about too. That's the bullying video. Then I got this Maury video. I got a point to make about that. And then last but not least, I got a surprise. And I'm telling you, it's a doozy. This is gonna be epic. This is gonna be classic. This is gonna be one of them surprises when y'all be like, y'all remember that show that Brian did that Talk About It Tuesdays and what happened at the end? That's what this is gonna be. I'm telling you right now. So just get ready, cause it's gonna be one of them nights. So, yeah, I just definitely want to say thanks to everybody. Man, let me say this. I want to give a shout out to my man Tommy, who's back. Well, not back, but he did a show tonight. It was so good to see you, brother. To see you doing well, man, and to see you on your way up, on your way back up, man. I definitely am happy to see that. Proud of you as always, man, and it's a pleasure. But I definitely want to give you a salute, brother, and say, hey, man, we pulling for you, man. We thinking about you, and brother loves you, man. Good deal. But getting down to business, I don't want to be too long. As usual, I try to keep Talk About It Tuesday short, unless y'all got some stuff y'all want to throw at me. We try to keep this thing short and sweet, to the point. Let's have a good time. Better yet, let's have a great time. And man, let me know. Hey, y'all, make sure y'all subscribe to the gun channel. Please subscribe to my gun channel. Jason, I see he liked that that Glock show. Thank you, sir. I tried my best. You know, that was my first one with the Glock review. I actually got one more Glock, and then I got a bunch of other guns I got to do too. But yeah, that was a lot of fun, man. I hope it helped some people. I hope it was informative. So y'all just yeah, let me know. Listen, doctor, what's going on there, Woody? What's happening, baby? See you out here, boy. I ain't seen you, man, since them Saints lost, man. Where you been? I ain't seen my man. Listen, Dr. Sister, Saints lost, baby. What's up, man? It's good to see you, though, man. It's good to see you. Good to see you. The person shall display the handgun license on demand or law enforcement officer. Oh, I don't know what that. I guess that's some codes or something. Okay. Alright. So, we can even talk about that if y'all want to talk about that later. But first and foremost, what I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and play a little bit of this video. And I want to give you my thoughts on it. So, let's get it rolling. And we're rolling. Rolling. Alright, so what this is fair use. I'm using this video for critiquing purposes. So under the FBI statute, it gives me the permission and the right to do as I am about to proceed. So let's do it. Here we go.
This is the Rumor Report.
Bam.
With Angela Yee on The Breakfast Club.
Y'all should be able to hear this just fine.
My trending this weekend, it all started because of an interview that he did with NRA TV. Now, in this interview, this was, I guess, done prior to the March for Our Lives events that happened over the weekend, but also due to the school walkouts they were doing to protest and ask for more gun control from the students. Here's what he said in his interview with NRA TV.
Like I told my kids on the school walkout, I love you. If you walk out that school, walk out my house. We are a gun-owning family. Yeah. We are a family where my sister farms. We're a family where we'll fish, we'll hunt, but we are not a family that jumps on every single thing an ally of ours does, because some stuff we just don't agree with.
I talked to Mike this weekend. I told him I didn't agree with him saying that he wouldn't let his kids walk out, because I feel like if a shooting would have happened in the school and the kids wanted to protest, that would be cool. But you know, you may not agree with the platform that Killer Mike said what he said, but don't act like the man said anything wrong when it comes to advocating for gun ownership, in particular for black people to own firearms.
Right, he also says people aren't as progressive as they would like to believe. He said, you're not woke. Wakanda and everybody had guns and spears. Well,
they didn't actually have guns. They had advanced advanced weaponry, not guns.
Killer Mike has since said some things because he wanted to explain why this interview came out the way that it did. Here's what he had to say about the interview that he did on NRA TV, because they did put out this interview the same day as the March for Our Lives.
My interview with said organization, who we all don't agree with, was supposed to be something that continued a conversation, and that conversation is about African American gun ownership. It was not in contrast to your march. It was done well a week before your march. It should never have been used in contrast to your march, and I think it's wrong. To the young people that worked tirelessly to organize, I'm sorry adults chose to do this. Sorry NRA TV did that. I'm sorry that adults on the left and the right are choosing to use me as a lightning rod. What I want to encourage you guys to do is keep organizing.
Now, you spoke to him. Now he said he wasn't he said because if his kids walked out during the walkout, he would have a problem with that.
He said walk out my house.
He would have to walk out his house. But those kids were not just walking out because of people owning guns. It was to change some of the age limits and some of the rules and regulations to buy a gun, I thought.
I don't know.
I mean, listen, people were marching because they want some stricter gun control laws, and they want to make sure a lot of these issues are addressed.
And I have no problem with that.
Clearly, we have an issue.
Yeah, I just think his overall message was about black gun ownership, and I feel like that message is being drowned out because everyone is mad that he said it on NRA TV.
Well, we'll tell you more of what he had to say. Here's more of what he had to say, and we have some of his tweets as well.
As your ally, and I am your ally, young people, I want to say that many of the people I organized with were at that march, whether it was ending racism or ending classism, free health care, fair wages, fair earning for women, gay and lesbian rights, black rights in particular, around community policing and black men, all those things, all those people made up that march. I'm a friend and advocate to you all.
All right, now, somebody said to him, appearing on NRA TV, it seems like you're giving support to an organization that doesn't seem to care about black folks or is outright hostile toward them. Well, Killer Mike responded, discourse ain't always in the forum we want, but it's important we have it. I hope as an ally we don't make the mistake that the women's suffrage movement and the abolitionist movement suffered during Reconstruction. He said, I did an interview. That's no more a cosign than me doing your show.
I agree.
So
I've been listening to Killer Mike say that same thing on various platforms over the years, including this one right here, The Breakfast Club. So it didn't bother me that he said it there. But in this era where optics matter and your message can be lost depending on where you say it, I wouldn't have done it on NRA TV.
Right, and I guess the bigger issue was them putting that out on the same day as the March for Our Lives campaign that was happening in 800 different cities, more than 800 different cities. Now, Vic Mensa then...
All right, so we can hear this last... Well, you can hear this last
one
part.
Mike on Twitter, you don't need an AR-15. As a black man and fellow gun owner, I would like to have a debate with you about your stances on gun control, to which Killer Mike responded...
Let me do that one more time, because I don't want people to not hear what he said.
Right, and I guess the bigger issue was them putting that out on the same day as the March for Our Lives campaign that was happening in 800 different cities, more than 800 different cities. Now, Vic Mensa then said to Killer Mike on Twitter, you don't need an AR-15. As a black man and fellow gun owner, I would like to have a debate with you about your stances on gun control, to which Killer Mike responded, we got the same publicist and you have my phone number, I ain't dodging you.
I don't think Vic Mensa want that smoke.
Exactly. Okay, so first and foremost, I guess what Big Mike said and then him referencing how or when his interview was actually released, I think he has a valid point with that. But I think the problem is this. I think the problem is just the way that the media and politics are just doing what it is that they do. And I would guess for young people, one of the things that I would like for the young people to change, those millennials and those that are after them, I would like for you all to realize that everybody doesn't always have to agree with your agenda in order to just be on your side. Sometimes, and that was one of the key things that I heard Big Mike say, sometimes we could all be on the same team, but certain things about being on the same team doesn't mean I have to align with every single thing that you guys are saying. So if I'm a liberal and liberals want to say, hey, we want to get rid of guns, I can be a liberal that don't want to get rid of guns. Just like I could be I could be a conservative and I could want to get rid of guns, or I could be a liberal and want to keep guns. It's all organic. You don't have to make such a I'm either here or there. It doesn't have to be that. There has to be, and don't be afraid to be in the gray, because at what you're trying to do, or what you should be trying to do, is you should be trying to do what's best for everyone, not just your team. And that is my biggest problem with the anti-gun people. You have a bunch of people who don't really know about guns. They don't really care about guns. So therefore, they don't mind taking away everybody's guns because that's something that is not important to them. And that's the problem with a lot of people that are on the far left or the liberal side of things. They think if it's not what I think you should do, then everybody shouldn't have it. You can't say that, or you can't call me this. You can't say this about me because I feel that you shouldn't. And that's not how politics should work. That's not how we as Americans should work. We shouldn't have to get along with just it's either roll with me or get rolled over. And that's my biggest problem with that side. It's like when you have an opinion, when you have a valid point that is supported by facts, if it's supported by logic, I'm all for it if it's the best thing for everyone, not just to service your agenda. And that's just like one of the biggest things, like people, everybody knows good and well that I'm a gun guy. Everybody knows that, hey, subscribe to the UGOA, United Guns of America. But everybody knows this. However, I am a person, I don't agree with open carry. I think open carry, number one, it can offend some people. Because just like I can't walk around with my pants down in public, maybe me having a gun is not necessarily offensive, but it can make other people uncomfortable to the point to where they may be like, man, I don't want to be standing next to this person because he's making me nervous with this gun. I could very well see that side. Now, it's not a problem to me. Personally, I think from a tactical standpoint, you giving away, you know, one of the tools that can actually stop an issue or create an advantage for yourself if you're ever in a situation where you in a life or death situation. Like my brother who's in there, he always say you don't show your whole card, and that's exactly what that does. People who walk around with big dumb guns on their hip and it's all outside, they usually have a cheap holster and a cheap belt, so it's flopping around. It's not like stationed there like it should be, so they usually have it and it's flopping around, and they turn around with this cheap $20 nylon holster thinking they really doing something with a cheap gun, cheap holster, and a cheap belt, and it's flopping around. Yes, that could be something that could be nervous. I would feel nervous if I saw something like that if I got my kid in a grocery store. If I'm out at a football game and people are cheering and stuff like that, we jumping up and down, I may feel some kind of way. Or if I see that person in public and I see that person, doing something that may not be, that could be suspicious or whatever. It amps up. It raises up a situation a notch that it may not necessarily have to. Because at the end of the day, I always say this: when you pull out a gun, that means that not just, it's a situation to where we all in trouble. When I unholster my firearm, I'm basically making the statement that we're in trouble to the point to where somebody could be severely hurt or lose their life. And I'm pulling my firearm to prevent that. That's what you're doing. So it's like having that gun is not the same. Being in a holster is totally different from having it in your hand. I totally agree. But walking around with that and people are visibly seeing it, it can make people uncomfortable. Why would you want to do that on purpose when you could very easily conceal it? It's not difficult to conceal a firearm. And I'm not saying you got to have it to where can't nobody see it or can't nobody notice that you have it on. So if you got your little side bulge, your hip bulge or whatever, people could most of the time will mistake that for a cell phone before they think it's a gun. The average person would. I'm going to think just the opposite. But the average person would think that, oh, that's maybe a cell phone. Or if it was back in the day, he could probably have a Sky page on, something like that. But my point is, I'm just a person where I don't think that I would. I have a outside the waistband holster, but I only use it when I'm like maybe doing some shooting outside and I'm like in fatigues and everything. I'm in my shooting stuff. You know what I'm saying? If I'm doing something like that, then yeah, I'll do it. I like my outside the waistband holster, but I know that it can make some people uncomfortable. So that's why I choose not to just wear it all the time. Now, if I can wear it under my coat, I will sure enough slap it on. But that's my point. It's like we have to be considerate of the entire picture, and we don't want to take away rights and privileges from people to make ourselves feel better. So would I be the person to say, oh, they should rule outside the waistband carry? You shouldn't have open carry. No, I wouldn't say that. Do I think it's the best thing to do? Absolutely not. Do I do it? Very seldomly. But I don't think that you should have on your shirt and your tank top. Your tank top and your shorts on with your gun flopping around. I don't think you should do that because, like I said, it can make somebody nervous. It can make somebody uncomfortable. Why do that when you don't have to? So the other part to that too, at the end, Vic Mensa. I like Vic Mensa. Chi-Town. Memories on 47th Street. Hot song. Love the song. Nice album too. Very proud of my man. However, Vic, stay in your lane, man. Stick to that music. Stick to the streets of Chicago. You got your ear to the streets. You know what I'm saying? I hear that. But this thing where you made a statement talking about a black man don't need an AR-15 is one of the dumbest things you could have said. And I wish you wouldn't have said it. Because you said that's not even something to debate. You telling people that a black man don't need an AR. What the hell does, first of all, does a black man have to do with that? Where does the race of a person come into play to where that would determine what kind or what type of gun they would have? Don't get that. That makes no sense at all. The other thing, saying that what people should or shouldn't have is getting back to my point of saying you can't determine because of how you feel what these other people shouldn't be able to do. And people still, they tend to just gloss this over, and they tend to just say, dismiss this whenever they make statements about gun control, and we should just get rid of these type of guns or those type of guns. Number one, we don't do it in society. We don't find something that is detrimental to people and that we say, well, this is hurting somebody, this is causing this many deaths, and we don't get rid of it, first and foremost. And secondly, we don't get rid of it for something that requires a person to operate. Guns aren't just randomly walking around on their own shooting people. Whether it's a 22 or whether if it's a Gatling gun. Look it up. They don't do that. So it takes a person to operate this gun. Same exact thing with cars. People were dying from cars way more than they did today. Way more people died from cars 30, 40, 50, 60 years ago. Why? Because vehicles weren't as safe as they are now. So the cars are safer. The roads are better. Roads are made better. They are kept better so that they can help eliminate those type of accidents. Are accidents still going to happen? Yes. Are people still going to die in vehicles? Absolutely. How do you say, well, we need to get rid of cars? You don't. Because you could very well say, if everybody was riding horses, it'd be a safer America. And damn sure you'd be right. But we're not going to do that. Why? Because it's everybody's right to, it's not even everybody's right. Because driving is actually a privilege. But we still have cars on the road. We still have people driving cars. We still have people speeding. We still have people stealing cars. We still have people running each other over with their cars. Saw a video today with some battle bots ramming each other with their cars. It is what it is. But you can't say we're going to get rid of something because you don't like it. Because you don't like AR-15s. Because you don't like 300 blackouts. Because you don't like rifles. You don't like those things. So you can't sit back and say we should get rid of it. And to that person right now that's watching this saying, well, yeah, those guns are killing. They kill 17 people. Handguns kill way more people in a landslide more than AR-15s. So your argument at that point is now mute. It doesn't make any sense. We have to get rid of the mindset of just saying, if it don't work for me, it shouldn't work for nobody. If I don't like it, should nobody have it. Get rid of that. All right? And I think that's all I have to say about that. Now, there was this other thing that I wanted to play real quick, and I just wanted to get maybe y'all opinion on it. But check it out.
Not when it comes to that debate.
And nothing wrong with a debate.
There's nothing wrong with a debate.
There's nothing wrong with you having your...
I'm all for the discourse, but I mean, if he actually watched the video, Killer Mike wasn't even discussing anything about AR-15s. That wasn't the conversation. The conversation wasn't whether people should have AR-15s or not. The conversation was African Americans owning guns, period.
And they should have the right to
clearly,
bear
Big
arms,
Mister
right.
didn't watch the video.
Right, yeah.
All right, Russell Simmons has been accused of rape. There's a new $10 million lawsuit against him. Now, these documents were obtained by Billboard. In this complaint, which was filed on Friday, a woman is saying that he lured her to his hotel room and raped her. She says that they met at a concert that she was with her young son, and they were invited to an after party by Russell Simmons. She then dropped off her son, and she said that she spent some time with him at a nightclub before they went to his hotel because he said he needed to get something. That's when she claims inside the room he said to her, I am going to F you. I'm going to F you, or I'm going to F your son.
What?
This dude says he threw her on the bed and raped her, according to this woman's lawsuit.
What?
That got lost this weekend, by the way.
So right now she's seeking $10 million in damages for forcible rape, intentional infliction of emotional distress, and negligent infliction of emotional distress as well. Now, in the statement, Russell Simmons denies these allegations. He said, "They have shocked me to my core, as I have never been abusive or violent in any way in my relations with women. I have submitted myself to multiple lie detector tests. I denied forced sex and sexual harassment allegations brought against me in each test."
So allegedly, she's saying that Russell Simmons said, "I'm gonna F you or F your son." How old is her son?
Both, it sounded like he said.
Yeah, I don't know.
How old is the son?
I don't know, because she's a Jane Doe, so they haven't identified.
So this here is just, I mean, I heard this and I was like, what? Wow. How? To hear someone make that type of accusation, if it's true and it happened, I mean, that is like, hey, prosecute him to the full extent of the law. Whatever the case may be, it is what it is. My problem is this. If somebody told you that they either gonna rape you or rape your son, they gonna, well, essentially F you or F your son. And I don't care if your son was 7 or 17. How do you not go to the police with that? If you're that scared, if you're that frightened, even after you gave it up. And that's the thing that kills me with this whole thing. If somebody rapes you, especially, and I can see the hesitation from a male perspective. I really can, because a lot more baggage comes along with that part for men than it does with women. Because with men, now your sexuality is being in question, and you now officially gay and have been indoctrinated forcefully into the gay community. That's just one of the things that comes with that, and that can be quite embarrassing for a man to go through, aside from the initial act of rape. For women, if a woman says that she has been raped, it is as if everything stops and everyone is now trying to come to the aid of this woman. So the support system is there for you. Why would you not go to the police after the situation happened or whatever the case may be, and then say, hey, this is what happened, this is what he told my son, to at least have the investigation launch to where they can go and see this. There's a rape kit involved and all that kind of stuff. I don't understand how you can be raped and then later on, some maybe 5 months, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. I mean, some women have come back as 30 years later and say, yeah, it happened to me too, and they did this to me, and you don't want to go to the police about a situation. Not to say you got to go as soon as it happened, although I would recommend that, but even if it's like a day later, 2 days later, a week later, a month later, 2 months later, 6 months later, how do you continue and pick up the pieces, carry on with your life, and essentially get over this, but then 10 years later or a year later, and I don't know what the time frame was with her, but it was just a thing of me just hearing about another case like this happening, and there's nobody, and you don't come forward. That's all I'm saying. What is it now to make you come forward, and then you're coming forward with a $10 million request? It to me puts you in a situation to where it's like you can just say that you can, you can literally be making it up. And case in point, there's several times that has happened where women have made up the fact that some man has raped them, got money for it, and just moved on and lived their lives. It's happened plenty of times before. So it's like if you, and my thing is this, do I agree with rape? Of course not. Do I support rapists? No, I don't. But my thing is this, if somebody does something that is that much of that type of violation to your body, to your psyche, to you hurts you emotionally and physically and all that good stuff. If somebody does that to you, how do you not come forward within the first year? Or you carry on with your life, and then once you see there's a domino effect happening where you can possibly cash a check from it, now you're here. Because if these people were coming by and saying, I don't want no money, I want to prosecute this person and I want this person to go to jail, totally different story. And then people say, well, what if the statute of limitations pass out? Don't let it pass. Don't let it pass. Statute of limitations for rape, I know it's got some years to it. It ain't no months. So it's like there has to be some type of responsibility to do that. Or I would say this. If you do have something like this and you want to just come forward, If your case is proven to where you lied, then you should be prosecuted and you should have to serve some type of jail time, because this dude ain't gonna be able to live this down. Just like Bill Cosby couldn't live it down, just like everybody else who's done it, and just like the ones who have done it or who have been accused of doing it and they didn't, and it was found out that they didn't, like Duke lacrosse team. That chick is in jail. I don't know if she's still in jail now, but she's in jail for something totally different. She went to jail twice for 2 other crimes after that. But she ruined those kids' lives. She ruined those young dudes in college with their life ahead of them. She ruined their lives. And there was no repercussions for her. The girl who lied about, what's the football player dude? Crap. Banks. Brian Banks. She lied on him. He went to jail, serving time like a mug. She got paid from the state or from the school, I believe it was. She got paid. Got her something like $1 million, and then she admitted to him that she did lie. And the state is now trying to get their money back. How you gonna get that? You can't get no money back from that. That money gone. It ain't like they millionaires now and worth this much money. There's nothing you could do. So it's like there has to be some type of checks and balances with this, because when you make that accusation, regardless of if you was depressed, if you wasn't feeling good about yourself, you wanted some attention, you had low self-esteem, regardless of all of that, you have a man's reputation that is now forever changed and ruined. And that to me is, there is no way possible you can prove that to be fair. And there should be some type of consequences and repercussions for those that make false accusations. Plain and simple. I guess that's all I have to say about that, as far as Gump will say. Let's move on to the next video. And the next video, oh yeah, I want you guys to take a look at this. This one's short. So let's watch, see what happens. So, when I first saw this, it definitely bothered me. And it bothered me on a few different levels. Number one, where the fuck were the teachers? How do you see how long that kid was in that hallway and there was not a teacher, a teacher assistant, faculty member, janitor, nurse, administrator, secretary, speech pathologist? There wasn't a fucking adult in that entire hallway. How does that happen? This is the problem when we talking about people, and yes, I'm gonna put that entire school administration and faculty on blast. There's no way that there should first and foremost be an exchange of classes like those students were in. They were changing classes, doing something. I don't know if it was the end of the day or whatever the case may be. There should never be a situation where you have kids in the hallway and there's no adult. No, there is no explanation for that. Because while those kids are in that school, those adults are the stewards of those children. So what is it that you're doing, or what's going on in your school to the point to where there were no adults in that hall? Look at this again. Look at the trip that this kid makes. Look at how far this kid goes with not another teacher or adult in the building. That's one hallway. turn the corner, turn the other corner, going down the hallway. Look at this long ass hallway. Look at how long this hallway is. There was another hallway to the left there. Look at how long. And you can hear the commotion. So you hear the kids. And look, kid takes off. Now a teacher in sight. And you hear this. You hear this. Now you see what the caption says, right? This is how school shootings happen. So look at it like this. Let's go with the worst case scenario. And I'm going to go with the worst case scenario to prove my point. Let's just say that kid called, that white kid called that black kid a nigga. Let's just say that. He used the N-word and that pissed that kid off and now he going to chase him. Number one, goes back to my main point of saying where were the teachers. Number two, it makes my other point of saying why was there not any type of adult supervision, period. Hall monitors, and you could even have, I remember when I was in elementary school, I was a hall monitor. When their classes was exchanging, I was one of the people to make sure people got to their class, wasn't no playing around, wasn't no games, they played, get to class. I was one of those kids. I was a patrol boy. Help kids cross the street and things like that. I did that. Actually, I had 2 saves too when I was in elementary school as a patrol boy. I had 2 saves. Now, one kid ever got hit on my corner, and when I was running, the patrol boys did none of my corners have any accident. I'm just saying to put that out there. But my point is this: we have to be able to be in a position, because when I look at the aspect of teaching, when I look at what teachers do every day. A lot of respect for teachers and what they do. Yes, it's a thankless job. Yes, y'all underpaid. I get that. Nevertheless, it is a job that you have signed up for. And that was an actual teachable moment for those children. Because number one, they need to know this type of shit can't go on in our school. You can't run down the hall and and I know there's some teachers right now that's saying, yeah, but you don't know how it is. I do. Because I've been a teacher assistant in a school in a rough ass neighborhood in Chicago. So yep, I do know. But at the end of the day, there was never a point where there were kids in the hallway like that, and there was no adult supervision. And to the point of saying, well, you never know what happens and stuff happens so fast. If I was in a classroom and I heard that type of commotion, which I have, first thing I'm doing is saying, hang on, and let me go out here and see what's going on. Plain and simple. Because at the end of the day, if that kid would have pulled, I'm going to tell you right now, if that kid that was getting beat up in that little corner would have pulled out a knife and killed that other kid, it would have been teddy bears and balloons. It would have been parents and grandmamas and cousins crying. They'd have been talking about justice for Kanika or justice for little Tyrone. It would have been an outpour of just support from the churches. Everybody would have came to the aid of this kid. And they would have said that white kid was the next Dylan Roof. Barring all of the other shit that possibly could have happened or taken place, that should never happen. This is why when we talking about our children being in situations where they buying AR-15s or they stealing their daddy's AR-15 and they go and they shoot up schools, that is exactly why that happens. Because I guarantee you right now, that kid ain't gonna say, oh, I hate Tyrone. He gonna say, I hate black people. Because of what happened to him. And you could even flip that the other way around. If that was a white kid chasing a black kid down the hallway, doing them the same exact way. We have to be in a position to where we are taking care of our children, not just teaching them some shit that's in the books, but teaching them things that will get them through life. And there has to be expectations and rules set in place to make sure they do that. And at the end of the day, the school failed both of those kids. Because there is no way that should have been able to happen inside of a school. No way possible that should have went down that long in that school. If anything, it should have been maybe a push and a shove, and that should have been it. There should have been somebody say, hey, what the hell going on here? Don't you keep your hands to yourself, and you keep your hands to yourself. Go sit down in the office or something. Go walk it off. Somebody needs to be there to do something. Because I guarantee you that ain't the first time that kid been bullied. I guarantee you that kid ain't had nothing like that, because the fact of the matter is that kid did not put his hands on him. And that other kid did. And regardless of what somebody says, you need to go tell a teacher if that kid offended you. If that kid said something about you, which I probably doubt very seriously. But if he did, absolutely, there's a teaching point there as well. And it shouldn't be to the point to where that kid gets bullied like that long inside of a school. So imagine what happens when them kids get out. Imagine if that kid got to walk home, what's going to happen to him? And you saw not none other kid, and this was troubling to me as well. There was not one other student out of the maybe 100 kids he ran past that would even try to help him, that would even try to stop it. I remember in high school, and I don't know how this story just hit me, but it did. I remember in high school, I was maybe a sophomore in high school, and I'm coming down the stairs, and I'm at junior. I'm coming down the stairs, and this is the stairway that's at the front of the school. And it was a day where I think we had like a half a day or early dismissal day where we all got out early. But it was maybe about 30 or 40 minutes after school kind of like let out. So people are still getting stuff, going to lockers, getting ready for practice, all that kind of stuff. And I'm coming down the stairs and I see one of my partners and you know, street kids, street kid. And it was one of the guys that I knew, and he was, he was a nerdy kid. He was one of the weird kids, a little different. He just wasn't your average everyday street kid. He was not. He was definitely a nerd. And he was going up the steps. My friend was going up the stairs with his girl, talking to her, whatever. And the dude was walking by, and he was coming down the stairs and turned and literally just like grazed him. He grazed Eddie. He just grazed him. He just barely touched Eddie. And Eddie just like snapped and literally like gave him like pop, 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 like a quick 3. And was really getting ready to like demolish him. And I like came down and said like, whoa. I said, hold on. And I said, chill. Cool out, man. I said, man, just chill. Don't do this. You know what I'm saying? And Eddie was like, man, this motherfucker don't know who he talking. He don't know he ain't gonna hit me. Like, you better watch yourself. And I now being grown, Eddie was flexing in front of his girl and he was beating up on this dude because he knew he could. But I was just one person, and I was there, and I saw that this was something I could have stopped. I could have been like, yeah, whoop that nigga Eddie, or I could even help Eddie whoop that nigga, but I didn't, because I'm just not that guy. And my question is, how come our kids aren't built like that no more? There was nobody that saw the mismatch of this. There was nobody that saw these kids ganging up on this dude and like saying like, hey, let's stop this. Kids had enough. Whatever the case may be, you done chased this dude from one end of the school to the other damn near. Leave him alone. We don't have kids like that no more, man. And it's like those kids that are and that's a great point there. That's a great point. I'm gonna mention that in a second. But those kids have to be taught you don't let this kind of stuff happen. And that's something that adults display. As opposed to us being the ones say, damn, he whooping that kid, or he whooped that kid, damn, he beat that. We need to be the ones that teach these kids, because these kids are learning this shit from us. And I know that they're supposed to be learning it from their parents. I know that the parent, or lack thereof, is the reason why these kids are like this. But like she said, Teresa said, bullies are usually bullied at home, so they pick on each other. That is so true. So true. Whether it's older brothers, older cousins, mothers, fathers, whatever the case may be, bullies are they are taught. They are not born. They are taught to be bullies. Same thing with racism. They are taught to do that. And it's like when you got a kid that's getting his ass kicked, or he's kicking somebody, he's gonna go and he's gonna kick somebody's ass too, because he's tired of getting his ass kicked and being the only one. He think that's how he's supposed to express himself. Now, do kids get into fights? Yup. Do kids roughhouse? Absolutely. Are there always disagreements? Yes. I had one of the funniest fights of my life was with one of my best friends. Mac, you was on some bullshit and you started a fight for no reason. And we couldn't even really fight. We had a quiet tussle in the driveway to the point to where we both gave up. Like, man, we ain't gonna win this. We both the same size. We sitting here, we don't even know what we fighting. I can't even remember what we fighting about to this day. I just remember us getting into a tussle to the point where it was quiet and all you heard was like the concrete shoes and stuff scuffling around. And about maybe 2 minutes later, we just gave up and laughed about it. But my point is this. It's like we have to have some type of just moral compass to stop letting, or to start teaching our kids to stop letting this kind of stuff happen. Because at the end of the day, when you see a kid like that getting bullied, that kid is absolutely going to have a complex. That kid is absolutely going to have some disdain, not just for the kid and who he is, but he's going to see, like, man, it was other kids too punching at him, reaching at him. I'm going to get them all. That's what he's going to think. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you, show enough. That's what that kid's going to think. Show enough is my gamer tag on Xbox. That's why I said that. And the cat we beat in Call of Duty one night said that. He was so mad at us. He was like, I'm going to show you, show enough. Whatever, boy, shut up. But that's just my point on that, man. And I just want us to be better in that aspect. Let's move right along to this next video. And this is like, man, this is ridiculous. Hold on, let me start this from the beginning. This is just ratchetness at its finest.
He is owed $14,675 from this woman, Veronica. You see, Veronica has an 11-month-old son named Boris, and Mike claims he has spent that amount of money on clothes, toys, and child care items for baby Boris. But recently, Mike has started to suspect that Boris is not his son and has demanded a DNA test. Watch this.
My ex-girlfriend, Veronica, is a compulsive liar. That's why I have doubts that her son, Boris, is mine. When Veronica sees me, all she sees is dollar signs. I have spent thousands of dollars on her son. To be exact, I'm talking $14,675. $3,300 in monthly payments for Boris. $4,900 of bills for Veronica's apartment. $6,000 on baby clothes, baby toys, car seats, diapers, and wipes. And additional $475 to help Veronica on her rent last month. If this DNA test proves that Boris isn't mine, Veronica owes me a hell of a lot of money and I want every cent back.
What do you think of that?
Maury,
Alright, so y'all see my man then dropped like almost 15 racks, right? And I guess my thing is this. Now, sometimes on this show, you have it where, well, there are times when it goes either way. But my point is this. If you done paid that much money, and this is to the dude, if you dropping that much bread on a kid that you are kind of doubting, whether you at the $5,000 mark or the $10,000 mark or the $14,000 mark, even before the $675 get tacked on there, why not take, how much does a DNA test cost? Why not take $300 and go get a DNA test? You take the kid and go. Get the kit, swab the kid's mouth, and do it. To all of the young men, well, oh, this is all the men, period. If you are with a woman and you have a doubt of your kid, if you think for possibly she could have, might have, should have, did have, possibly could have, get a DNA test. Eliminate that process. Stop waiting until you go to court after you done got put on child support or after you ain't with her no more and she done told you that he might not be yours, but she said, I only said that because I was mad. If there is ever a sliver of a doubt, you need to get a DNA test. Everybody says this, or I'll be definitely one to always say it. It should be law. Just like when they put the little birth certificate stuff together, they put the stamp on the little feet on there, they take blood and take that. They need to do a DNA test immediately. And if they did that, if DNA tests were mandated at birth, it would make a lot more women responsible with who they procreate with. It would make women a lot more responsible with who they let have unprotected sex with them. It would. They would be way more responsible because they'd be like, oh man, if this kid, I don't know who this kid is, I might stick him with this dude. He might be stuck all this time. Get a DNA test, man. Every young dude, before you go and buy them $250 Jordans, baby Jordans or whatever, you gonna buy Jordans for the Jordan outfits to come home with the baby in, get you a DNA test, man. Because you never know. You never know. And it ain't always necessarily that's the aim of what a woman is doing. She doing it on purpose. A lot of times she just either don't give a damn or she really just don't know. She might have thought she broke up with Cletus 2 weeks ago and now she with you and she didn't have no signs of pregnancy. And don't want to think back that far because she on to the next pole. So make the situation as best as you possibly can. Before you get in 3 months, 6 months, 8 months, 8 years, 10 years, 12 years, 15 years into raising another man's kid. Take $300. Even if you broke as shit. Wait until your income tax come around in that next February, March or whatever. And take that money instead of going to buy you them new LeBrons, or instead of going to buy you the Huaraches, or instead of going to buy you some whatevers, go and get you a DNA test to make sure that that kid is yours. There is no shame in that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Because at the end of the day, if the shoe was on the other foot, it would be all good. If she was trying to say, well, man, I had sex with this dude, and this dude turned out to be a rapper, and this dude turned out to be a jailbird. Let me get a DNA test, because he just might be his. I can come up. So it's cool then, right? No, you need to do that for yourself. I would just plead for these young men. Young men. Be more careful with your sexuality and be more responsible with who you come inside of. And when you do, if you make that mistake, if the condom broke, if you had a drunk night, you was out of your... Get a DNA test. $300 or less to get a DNA test. Just to confirm if that kid that you're about to be responsible for, take care of, before you sign the birth certificate, whatever the case may be, go ahead and get yourself a DNA test. So that if you do get drugged into court, y'all know the baby ain't even mine. I ain't signed no birth certificate. What? Oh, okay. Now in some states, it's just a matter of if the baby mama name you. That's it. But you need to make sure that you can protect yourself. Alright? Now I don't know how this is gonna go. Well, actually I do, but I want y'all to decide. I want to see what y'all put in the chat right now. Is the baby his or no? And if you've seen it already, shut your mouth. But tell me what you think.
Using him for money.
He only thinks that, Maury, because we're not together no more. When we broke up, Maury, he said, that ain't my baby. You must have been cheating on me the whole time, Maury.
Now, when I heard that, I said, now that's some bullshit. That sounds like some nigga shit there. Where now you broke up, now the baby ain't yours. Come on, pimp. Come on, player. And like she said, hey, taking care of the baby ain't just about the getting of the money together. It's a whole package. It's the growth and development, teaching your kid the right thing and what to do, what not to do. All of that stuff matters. It absolutely does. And there needs to be a certain level of responsibility that has to be taken on by both parents because it takes two. It's not just, my thing is this, it's not just, oh, well, you know, I pay this child support and that's it, I'm good now. If you want to be in a relationship with a woman and y'all together, now, if she a jump off or something, totally different story. But obviously, they was together. And if they together, you doing your thing, you taking care of your kid, cool. But you need to be like, I'm 100% sure before, while y'all in love, while y'all are feeling each other. Be 100% sure at that point. There's nothing wrong with that. Because like I said, at the end of the day, when you know, you know. It's plain and simple, and you can move on. So if y'all do break up, you ain't got to be, oh, that baby ain't mine. And it's like, come on, dude. You know damn well that baby yours. Now you tripping. Because that does happen. Not that often, but it does.
Here's the thing. He says you told him he wasn't the father.
I told him that one time during the argument, Maury.
He says he did
One time.
4 times.
That's not true, Maury. He lying on me, Maury. He's sitting up here telling y'all this stuff. He's talking about he not the father of Maury.
Right.
Come on
Now,
now.
if you that dumb to where a woman tell you that your baby daddy, that you ain't the baby's daddy, not once, not twice, not 3 times a baby daddy, and I know it ain't true, 4 times, and you ain't thought to get a DNA test? Come on, pimp. That in itself is what really irks me about our just men, period. You will hear some bullshit, and because the head game is strong, because the booty bounces the way you like it, you will dismiss all that real shit. All the things that say, well, man, that kind of makes sense. She telling me that I ain't the baby. Why would she say that? Who says that? Who says that a baby ain't the baby, that you ain't the baby daddy? And I say, oh, I just said that because I was angry. That ain't no dig. That ain't no jet. That's truth. Tell the truth. That is my Will Smith, what was it called? Concussion. Look, if she tells you that you're not the baby's dad, then she's told you the truth. Tell the truth, and now you know that you're not the baby's father. So get a DNA test for yourself, because then you'll know. And once you know, you know. And you don't have to ask her, why would you say this? Why would you say that I am not the baby's father when I possibly damn sure know I am? But then if you do say it, then you're telling me that I am not possibly the baby's dad. I see. Your game you play, it goes 2 ways, yes.
Do you think Mike looks like Boris?
Yes, I do.
Right there?
Let me show you. Look at that head, Maury. Look at the head. Look at the hairline, Maury. Look at the hairline. Look at that baby, Maury. Look at them ears, Maury. Look at the ears. The head. He got the head. He got the hairline.
Did y'all see the white girl saying, like, no, hold on, I just noticed that. Hell no. Watch the white girls in the audience. Like, that's not the baby. That's my point. And let me see. See that? They look at each other like, that is not his baby. They like, Boris is not. Boris is not the baby. That is not the baby's father. That is not his daddy. Let me say this, because a lot of dudes have gotten duped with this one. He looked just like you. He looked just like you. He looked just like you. He got the same hair, the same ears, the same eyes, same nose. Contrary to what you may want to believe, understand the fact that most women date a certain type of man. Light skin, dark skin, tall, short, fat, skinny, and they tend to date, as far as the aesthetics, the outer, the physical look, they tend to date the same type of dude. Don't be dumb enough to think just because a dude is dark skinned and he got big ears like you, that she ain't fucked another dude that got big ears and dark skin just like you. Don't be that stupid. it's like you have to realize that most women will sleep with a certain type of man because that's just what they like. Just like men will sleep with a certain type of woman because that's what they like. It's just that simple preference. Now, you will veer off and try something totally different and all that good stuff. But at the end of the day, you have to realize that women date a certain type. So yes, the baby could very well possibly look like you, could have some of the characteristics that you have, like the ears, like a forehead, or like a hairline, because plenty of other dudes have the same thing. That dude is bald-headed. How he know about his hairline? Come on, man. He got ears. The baby's light-skinned. Now, there are certain instances where light skin will skip over a generation. That happens. Your cousin was light skinned, or your sister was light skinned, and now you dark skinned, and your mama's sister was light skinned, so it jumped over, and that could happen. But the type, when you're talking about features, eyes, nose, lips, ears, all that kind of stuff, dude, if she's dating the same type of dude, how many times have you seen a nigga and been, man, that nigga look just like my cousin? So it's like, it is what it is. She could be dating that type of dude. I only date dark-skinned, tall niggas. So if that kid is dark-skinned and look like he long, he was 22 inches when he was born. Damn it, that don't mean that you the daddy just because you 6'3". Be smart, man, and realize that women date a certain type of man. So that baby could very well look like just like you do. However, he could still be somebody else. And when you see things that are totally out of the ordinary, hair is curly and wavy, light skin, have the wherewithal to say, yeah, you know what? Yeah, I still want to be sure. I could be wrong, but I want to be sure.
Didn't you tell my people that Mike wanted to have a baby with you?
Yes, he did. And he was there to sign the birth certificate. He took the umbilical cord.
Bam! Now, this is why I was like, here we go. So, to her defense, he painted the picture like she duping him and like she put, like she done, pulled this whammy over him, pulled this wool, sheep's wool over his eyes so he can't see. And you hear that. So you think that this kid could possibly not be yours. You think she possibly could have fucked around on you at some point and that baby could not be yours, but yet and still you at the hospital, you coaching the birth, you cutting the umbilical cord, you totally in, and you told her that you want her to have your baby. And you see the look on his face, he got that, yeah, I did. That's the look on his face. Yeah, I did do that. And it's like, come on, dude. Don't be bitter and don't be on some bullshit now after the fact. When you like, damn, now we done broke up. Yeah, bitch, you probably was fucking around on me. You know what I'm saying? So, no. But yeah, look at his face again, where he admits, he confirmed just what she said just by looking at his face. Watch.
Didn't you tell my people that Mike wanted to have a baby with you?
Yes, he did. And he was there to sign the birth certificate. He took the umbilical cord.
He says that you always call Boris
look at his
your
face.
Baby, not our baby.
That's how I talk, Maury. I talk like that to everybody. I feel like Boris is a part of me. I'm the one pushed him, I carried him for 9 months.
He says one of your exes could be your father.
Oh no, Maury. He's trying to say that my ex text me and I text him back, Maury. That is not true. He said hello to me on Messenger, and the last time I heard, you can't get pregnant off of Messenger.
Now she got a point. She got a point. She got a point. She got a point. However, I do disagree with that shit talking about, I carried that baby for 9 months, that baby like me. The man is the one that provides the seed. He is the creator. It's that simple. That's just how it is. Don't be mad at us. Be mad at God. He is the creator. Women, they are the vessel. They bring the child forth. They are the manufacturer. They push the baby out. Not manufacture, but they deliver the baby. They deliver the package. We deposit the package. Facts. Let's keep it moving.
You think he wants to be with you?
Yes, Maury. He denied this baby because we're not together anymore. He accused me of cheating on him.
Yeah, you know what he says? You know what he says? He's been down this road before. he's been with a child that ended up not his, and he's not going to let that happen anymore.
Maury, he know Boris is his son, Maury. I did not cheat on him while we was together. I was faithful to this man, Maury. I was there for him.
All right, here's your ex. Mike, come on out.
Now, this is what I hate about Maury. It's like no matter what that dude says, he gets booed automatically and is the bad guy. And I know there's probably somebody on the side of the stage like, say boo, coaching the whole crowd along, but whatever. It is what it is. Jason Gunn said he date all his women look like Sade. I hear you, player. I hear you. Now, when you looking at this, and if you can make that distinction now, why wouldn't you make that or accept that then? Why? Because the head game was strong, because the booty was big, all that other ghetto shit that we just throw everything else out the window with because it's like, yeah, that's why. Throw it all out the window. Because he saw that when that baby, and that baby, I'm telling you this, the baby was probably lighter when it was born because babies are like that. A lot of babies come out and they light and then they will start to darken over the next couple of weeks or the next month or whatever. But it's like, man, them babies, when they are born, they will come out even lighter than that. So the fact that that baby came out that light and they probably told him like, oh, it's all right. What was his name? Darrell or whatever his name was. The baby gonna get darker. I've been, yeah, okay. Yeah, I hear you. That's what I would say. Yeah, I hear you. It's like, come on, man. Yeah, you're right, Mr. Breadman. Producers do, which is bullshit. I hate that.
You're not gonna be taking care of no child that's not probably not mine.
You have been. You 14 grand in, pimp. Now, this is my point where I say, now, if the baby ain't yours, pimp, you deserve that shit. Because you was with a chick before, and he clearly says it. I was with a chick that tried to pin a baby on me before, and then I took a test and found out the baby was mine. So why the fuck would you not do that here? Why? Mike and Veronica, I'm sorry. Why would you not do that? You're going through it now. The fact that the matter is that you're not sure and you haven't gotten a test. You're going through it now.
So Mike, why do you have all these trust issues with her?
I mean, it's a lot she done in the past while we was together. Why I can't trust her on nothing?
Maury, I never cheated on him. That's a lie.
Now, here's my thing with that. He said it's a lot that done went on, and she's saying, no, it ain't. Perception is reality. If you perceive that person to be a cheater and that person say that they ain't cheating, then it is what it is. I get the fact that that person may or may not be cheating. Absolutely. But if that person has that perception that he got some substantial or she got substantial evidence to prove otherwise, then you have to respect that and say, okay, well, and even see if it's possible to move on past that. So you saying like you can't trust me? You don't trust me now, I get it, but do you think you can? What is it that I need to do for you to possibly trust me? And if there's a problem with that, then why are we together in the first place? If you can't trust me, you ain't got no trust in me, then why are we here? What's the point? So it's like you have to have some type of, you got to have some type of self-respect to be able to say this is what I will accept and this is what I won't accept. And that's fine, because if you feel that way but you still wanting to move forward, then that's on you. That's cool. You could take that responsibility and live with it. Do that. That's okay. But if you don't, you got all of these doubts now. Don't bring all that bullshit up after y'all done broke up. That's all I'm saying. And that's where he on bullshit. Because now you bringing all this shit up after the fact. What else do you need to hear, man?
How many times did she tell you?
times,
No,
Lord.
It wasn't her. It wasn't your baby.
That it wasn't my baby.
No, I
That
told
I
her
wasn't
that
his
once.
father.
I said that once.
She did that out of anger. She said.
She was.
Okay, I see you being brave with it, Michelle. I see you saying you think the baby is his. Okay, I see you. Let's weigh in, people, because it's almost time.
She done it out of anger 4 times, Lord.
He's gonna deny my baby, Maury. He's gonna deny my baby. Right when I told
That's
him
not
I
true.
can't do this,
That is not
beat
true.
you. He said, "Oh, you must got another man."
We cannot be together, man. If that's my son, I'm gonna take care of my son like I've been doing.
Every time I hear you talk about money. I did this before. I bought her.
I got to, because she seemed to forget. She seemed to forget, like, she can have a baby by herself.
Mike.
She ain't do it by herself, man.
I sure did, and that's why
She
you
needs to
gonna
practice
love
on
me.
saying hour instead of mile.
So let me say this. Don't ever get to the point to where, and I can actually let some of this play. Don't get to the point that you should never let a person make you think that your money don't fucking matter. Money make the world go round, and money provides a lot of shit. One of the number one reason why most people get divorced is because of money. People will go against their own judgment, their own better judgment. They will violate their personal codes. They will their morals and all that shit will go to the side when it comes to money. So don't let a motherfucker ever think or make you think that your money ain't important, because it sure in the hell is. People will do unscrupulous things. Oh yeah, look that up. Unscrupulous things for money. So money is important. That whole thing, money don't matter. Money don't bullshit. Because whether you getting it from your man, you getting it from your side dude, you getting it from your baby daddy, or you getting it from the government, you taking it and you spending it, so it do mean something. Plain and simple. We wouldn't work the jobs that we work if money didn't matter. So don't never let somebody make you think that. Men and women alike, that your money don't matter. Dude tell you, oh, you think just because you got money, you all that. I may not be all that, but I am some of that, pimp. If a woman tell you that you ain't just because you got money don't mean you got to be a person. You got to be a real person. That's bullshit. Because at the end of the day, everybody likes things. Everybody likes to be able to afford a certain type of lifestyle, and don't none of that shit come for free. It costs money. Plain and simple. People will put up with a lot more shit when you got money. People will take a lot more of your bullshit when you got money. People will let you treat them a certain type of way when you got money. So don't never let nobody tell you that money ain't important, because it damn sure is. People done died for it. For the love of money, people will steal from their brothers. For the love of money, people will rob their own brothers. People don't let money, don't let money change you. Alright, y'all. Last chance to vote. Which way y'all think it's gonna go? Is he the pappy or is he not the pappy?
I don't see me in that baby, man. I'm sorry. Well, I don't see me in it. I'm looking at him. He's not even, he ain't even out here in town. Man, he's brighter than that.
Mike, in the case of 11-month-old Boris, Mike.
Last chance. No, I'm just bullshitting.
You are not.
Now, I think if I was Maury on his show, I would make everybody in that fucking audience stand up and be like, "We sorry, Mike." I mean, all y'all get up and apologize to Mike, because he was right. He was right. Yeah. Now, my point is this. Not the fact, because shit happens, but the fact of how convincing she was, how much she truly tried to sell the fact that without a shadow of a doubt, that baby was his, that should prove to you the level of deception, the level of ratchetness, the level of lying, and just outright commitment to do whatever it takes to get what they want. It goes to show you, it proves it 100%. Because she even, and you think about the time that they've been together, she done let out the fact that the baby ain't his. She done said that she done slept with other people before, had unprotected sex with them. And regardless of all of that, she still was saying, no, ain't no way. Ain't no way that baby ain't his. She just totally wanted to be that. She threw out all logic. She threw out all of the facts and just literally set her mind to say, I'm going to will this shit to her. Like Riggs and Murtaugh. I'm going to will it to me, Riggs. Will it to me. She was going to will that baby to him herself. Knowing that she slept with somebody else. Knowing that she had unprotected sex with somebody else. And the thing is, she didn't even like go immediately and say, yep, I know who the father is. She didn't even come out there and be like, he could possibly not be his. She didn't want to even acknowledge any of that. Didn't even want to acknowledge and say, well, yeah, I did tell him that I slept with somebody else, but it was the time frame and what it was. I wouldn't think that he was the daddy. She didn't even have the wherewithal to just at least say that. She like, nope, ain't no way that baby ain't his. He's the pappy. And sure enough, he ain't. So, that's that. That's all I have to say about that. My last thing that I do want to bring up, like I said before, this is something to where, you know what? I'm just going to say it. I want you to pay attention to this, and I want you to watch it, and I want you to really understand where this person is coming from. And in all seriousness, just pay attention to this video and pay attention to what's being said. If I need to watch it again, I will, but I want you guys to just watch this and just, you know, understand that wherever you are or wherever you at in your life, there could always be a situation, or someone could be in a situation that's worse than yours. So, you know, we all have different ups and downs. We all have the peaks and valleys of our lives. We all have the things that we wish, you know, weren't in our lives that happened to us. There's so many things we wish that didn't happen. But at the end of the day, keep in mind that regardless of what you're going through, regardless of what you have gone through, there's always somebody who could have it just a little bit worse than you. So be thankful for the fact that you are able to be in a situation and get yourself out of it. Because as long as you got breath in your body, you have an opportunity to change where you're at in your life. So I want you to watch this, and I want you to pay attention to it, and tell me what you think. Hang on.
If he's not the world's worst stutterer, then 27-year-old Eric May comes close. Every new syllable could set off a stuttering spasm.
Negative part. In my experience, he's one of the most severe stutterers I have ever seen. And I've been in stuttering for 20 years. So let me ask you a few questions, okay? You said you wanted to be a professional basketball player. What teams have you played for, Eric?
Well, my first year, I played in...
Eric is now stuck on the letter M. He desperately tries to break the cycle.
I have played in... My first year, I played in...
This is now Eric's fourth attempt.
I can't get it out right now.
I told y'all I ain't shit. I told y'all I ain't shit. I'm sorry. I saw this video. I lost myself. He y'all hear the dude commentating like what's going on? Like this is his fourth attempt to get this out. Dude, it ain't as bad as you think it is, man. Cause that dude there, he probably got game and probably can't play on the team because he can't call for the ball. He tried to call for.
If he's not the world's worst stutterer, then 27-year-old Eric May comes close. Every new syllable could set off a stuttering spasm.
Negative part.
In my experience, he's one of the most severe stutterers I have ever seen. And I've been in stuttering for 20 years. So let me ask you a few questions, okay? You said you wanted to be a professional basketball player. What teams have you played for, Eric?
Well, my first year, I played in.
Eric is now stuck on the letter M. He desperately tries to break the cycle.
I'm gonna say he either played in Memphis or he played in Mississippi. One of them had to play in one of them. Or Minnesota, one of them. Ain't no basketball team in Mississippi. But he played at least in Memphis. Or he had to play in Minnesota, I'm hoping, man. Ain't no team in Montana. Ain't no team. Or it could have been Miami. It's one of the three, but godly. Whew, I'm hot.
My first year, I played in.
This is now Eric's fourth attempt.
I can't get it out right now.
My man, hey, that's my part. He just like, I can't get it out right now. Boy, let me tell you, just remember, man, if y'all don't take away shit else to Milwaukee or Maine, ain't no team in Maine, motherfucker. You ain't shit, D. Ain't no team in Maine. Massachusetts. And college. Whew, boy, I tell you. Hey, man, like I said, you have to realize that life is not always what you want it to be. And when it's not, you have to remember, man, it could be worse. Because he could have a problem and can't even talk to nobody about it, man. Everything he would be trying to say, he had to say, I can't get it out right now. Let me call you back. Can you imagine being on the phone and some shit going down with this dude? Like, man, they beat my beat. Like, what? What? Pow, pow, pow. Ah, they shot cornbread. They done killed cornbread. I know a lot of y'all ain't gonna know what that is, boy. That cornbread early me. They killed cornbread. I shot Cochise. Because he couldn't tell him. Whew. My goodness. Man, I'm telling y'all, I've been holding that in for so long today to get it to y'all, man. I said, oh, man, I got to end with this one. I just want to put things in perspective, man. Now, I'm not making fun of this man at all. I'm just putting it in perspective. You never know who got shit worse than you. So always look on the brighter side of things, man, because at the end of the day, you could be this. In spite of everything else that's going on in your life, this could be happening to you too.
If he's not the world's worst stutterer, then 27-year-old Eric May comes close. Every new syllable could set off a stuttering spasm.
Negative part.
In my experience.
Boy, can you imagine how strong this boy jaw is? Like how strong that is up in there, boy.
This is one of the most severe stutterers I've ever seen. And I've been in stuttering.
Man, he said Kelly said he worse than Jack Johnson. Yep, he is.
Basketball player. What teams have you played for?
Yes, you right.
For
You
my
worked
first
with Jack
year,
Johnson.
I played in.
Eric is now stuck on the letter M.
Stop.
Played in.
It brought him back.
He desperately tries to break the cycle.
He hit the backspin on, you know, you backspin on the turntable. He brought it back. Wrap it up.
My first year, I played in.
This is now Eric's 4th attempt.
He bogus. He bogus. Now that white man bogus. That white man bogus. He had to bring that shit up. We knew he was struggling with it. And he didn't have to bring up this his 4th time trying to get this thing out. He wrong for that. That white man, if I'm going to hell, best believe that white man better be in front of me in that line, goddamn, or I got a problem. That's all I got to say, Ed. I'll tell you. Oh, God.
If he's not the world's worst stutterer.
All right, y'all, I ain't going to do it no more. Whoo, man. He said, bro, I just lost my religion. See you in hell. I'm telling you, look, that white dude better be in front. He said he played in Michigan. Hey, y'all, please don't research this, man. I swear. Don't do this. I'm just saying I wanted to make a point, man. Oh, my God. Just keep in mind, man, shit could always be worse. That's all I'm saying. That is the message here. Shit can always be worse. Okay? So make the most of your life every day. Cause you could be on this side of the game.
Then 27-year-old Eric May.
That's all I have to say about that. Hey, man. I just want to say to everybody, thank you so much for coming through tonight. Oh, man. If you didn't watch this on the replay and didn't laugh, something wrong with you. You need to go see a psychiatrist. Unless you that dude. But even then, you got to look at this and be like, yeah, I was fucked up that day. All right. I want to thank everybody, man, for coming through tonight. Thank y'all for tuning in to yet another episode of Talk About It Tuesdays. Do anybody got anything they want to talk about? Huh? He said he played in Malaysia. See, y'all still going with this, man. That's what I'm telling y'all. See, y'all ain't right. Y'all the ones that's going to hell because y'all ain't right. He still talking he played in Malaysia. Malaysia ain't got no basketball. Boy, y'all some wild boys, man. Let me see if I got any donations, man. Oh, my goodness, man. Whoo, Lordy. Damn, I do. Shout out to Robin Harris. Thank you so much. Oh, damn, I might have fucked up and not say the name. Hold on. Oh, no. Damn. Oh, damn it. Yeah. Sorry. I won't say the other name, so won't nobody put it together. So we'll do that. Yeah. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I appreciate you. It's man, that really, oh man, wow. Thank you. Thank you so much. And also, I want to give a shout out and say thank you to my man, DJ Just J. What's up, bro? This is DJ Just J. Great show. And you need to chat with me during the daytime so we can figure out those expert designs. Yes. By the way, my daughter got rolled up one time for stopping a fight at school. Real talk. I went to that school and made them erase that from her records. Hell yeah, what kind of shit is that? How do you get rolled up for breaking up a fight? You see, man, parents, you have to run your schools. People think that that's not how it's supposed to go, but that's exactly how it's supposed to go. Parents in the community, your community runs the school, not the principal. Principal ain't nothing but a figurehead like a CEO. Y'all the board of directors. Parents, you run the school. Not your alderman, not your city councilman. They don't run the schools. Y'all run the schools. And make sure when you have that attitude and that mentality, you will see a lot of things go the way you want them to go, and they will work out for the betterment of your children and the school, which will better the community. Run your schools, parents, please. That's a good positive note to end on. Parents, Go into your schools and take them over. Take them back. You all decide what happens in those schools. Not the principal, not your city councilman, not your local government. It's you guys. You all vote them people in, vote them people out, whatever you got to do, so that you can make the best decisions that's possible for your own children. All right? But man, thank you guys so much, man. I appreciate everybody that gave me their time, their energy, and just shared this moment with me. It was good. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much for the donations. My man DJ Just J, and also to my other one. I'm not going to put your name out there no more, but I thank you so much. I appreciate it. It's truly a blessing to me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you guys as always. I hope that you guys had fun tonight. I know I did. I enjoyed myself. I think it was a good show. I had good times. And if you guys got any questions for me or anything, make sure that you hit me up at the relationship rehab at gmail.com. Oh, and also let me do this, because I always forget this, and then I always beat myself up because I forgot it. Yep, but I won't tonight because I remembered. There we go. Is that it? Yes, it is. I want you all to make sure, if you haven't already, I know most of you have, but I gotta do it anyway. We gotta go ahead and do it, so let's just get it out the way. Make sure you subscribe to the young channels. Ba-bam. Yes, indeed. If you want to donate, you can hit it up in the description box. Ooh, excuse me. But yes, definitely make sure that you guys subscribe to the UGOA channel. It's really been taking off. I'm really having a good time with it. It's a lot of fun. Definitely check it out. The United Guns of America. That's what UGOA is. I'll be doing some content on that over the next couple of days and definitely through the weekend. So it's going to be on and popping. Y'all remember that song? But I love you guys. Peace. And as always, I hope that this helps someone become a better version of themselves. I am Brian Redmond. This is the Relationship Rehab. And we are on Talk About It Tuesdays. I appreciate you guys. Peace. Love, and I'm out. I need 2 more AR-15 soon. Damn. Jason Gunn, boy, you rolling hard. Hey, man. I'll holler at you guys. Thank you so much, man. I love y'all. Peace, and I'm out. Just under an hour. Good time.